Hi guys, this is Rosa Kelly. Welcome back to my channel and to the 1 hour crafting series. So hi guys, welcome back to a new video and to a new project for our 1 hour crafting series. Thank you so much for being here. I'm super excited to show you a quick and easy project. So let's get right into making it. So I am going to be using this box. I thought it would be really fun to kind of start with this, and I love the window here. This is obviously from some noodles, and this box is about 5 by 7 and the spine is about 2 3/4. Of course you can use anything that you have and just kind of accommodate the pages. So I'm just gonna start by trimming down these bottoms here, and I'm going to reduce these to about maybe 6.5. That's what I'm gonna do. Okay, and then I'm going to open the box here on this side, and I'm going to just go ahead and take these out. And so from here, or from the from the bending line, I'm going to count 4 3/4. That way I know exactly where to cut the other side. So again, 4 3/4, which is about the size of the box around. So now we have our cute little box, and I'm going to use some paper. So I have the pink paisley Auburn Lane. I think that's what how you say that. But anyway, so it is one of my papers here on my stash, and one of my 2022 goals is to just go through my stash and start using some of these papers. So I'm going to pick something for the cover, and then also something to do on the inside cover as well. And so I'm kind of gravitating towards the mustard color. I know this is the part that usually takes the longest is to pick the perfect paper. I think I'm actually gonna go for this one for the outside, and then I'm going to use the mustard color for the inside. And if you know me at all, you know that those are not my typical colors, right? So pushing myself here. And so what I'm going to do is, let me see if I can fit the whole thing. I think it should be fine. Actually, I'm going to trim this just a teeny bitsy more. So I'm going to trim it to 4.5. That way I can have enough paper here. Okay, so I trimmed them to 4.5. That way I can just glue it exactly, and I don't need any left. I don't have any left over. Okay, so what I'm going to do to keep the window, if your box doesn't have a window, you don't need to worry about it, but I do kind of want to preserve the window here. And so I'm going to take this out, the plastic first, so I can do the opening. Okay, and then I'm gonna put it back on, so don't wrinkle it too much. And again, if your box doesn't have this opening, just go ahead and cover the whole thing. But since we have it, we might as well use it. And then you can also switch this for some acetate if you have acetate. Okay, so I'm just gonna save mine and reuse it. Okay, so I'm going to glue this onto my cardstock. So I'm gonna glue it on the one that I want for the outside first, and I'm just gonna use my regular glue. Okay, and just glue the whole thing down. And let's see, I think this is gonna be a super easy project to do. Hopefully it will be quick as well. Okay, so I'm just gonna try to get all the edges as much as possible, and I'm just gonna glue it. So I'm gonna glue it towards one corner, okay, right there, and then just press down. Okay, so then I'm going to go ahead and cut out the opening here, and I'm just going to use my Artista cutting tool and just trace these right here like this. Oops, I'm going to take this out. Okay, and just go like that. Oh, this is very sharp. And then I'm going to go right here. Okay, so just trace that out, and make sure I got all the sides right there, like that. Okay, and so I'm just going to clean out the edges. Okay, and then I'm going to just cut all the extra cardstock out. Okay, so I'm just going to take this whole thing out. And then what I'm going to do is just go ahead and fold along the bending lines. Okay, so that side and this side. Okay, so fold and fold. And now we have the outside part of our book. Super easy. Now I'm going to go ahead and do the same here. So what I'm going to do for this one is I'm just gonna hold it right there like that, how I want to put it, and then I'm going to take out that window. And I'm not gluing this yet because I want to put the plastic back. Okay, so I'm just gonna hold it. Okay, so here is that piece, and then I'm going to go ahead and put back my plastic. Now this plastic was a little bit too long, so I'm just gonna cut it a little bit here and just make sure I have enough. Okay, and I'm just gonna glue this right back on. So I'm going to add my glue all around here. Isn't this fun? It's kind of like doing box surgery. So I'm just gonna glue this back on, and again, if you have acetate, you can probably use that as well. And there we go. So now that I have that, I am going to go ahead and glue these here back in place. Okay, so I'm gonna add my glue all over. And when you glue this, of course, make sure that the opening matches. Okay, so let's go ahead and glue. Okay, so now I am just going to match the corner here and make sure that is all in the same place. Okay, so I'm just gonna press down, and then we are going to go ahead and cut the extras. And then we're going to find the bending line again, and I'm just gonna go ahead and hold this and fold it. Okay, so I'm just gonna fold it like that, and then the other one right about here. Okay, so it's right about here, so I'm just gonna go ahead and score a little bit. Okay, once you find the bending line, go ahead and score. And there you go. Okay, so we have that, and we have this. Okay, so here is my box. I went ahead and stitch all around the sides. You don't have to do that. I just really like how that looks. And my spine here came out a little bit bulgy, so if you want to avoid that, I suggest you adding tape before you glue this paper. I'm gonna put this on the side, and we are going to work on the pages. And for the pages, I am going to be using my cardstock here, and I'm using one-sided what do you call it, just printed on one side. You can use the one that's in two sides as well, but we're going to be gluing the pages back to back. So if you have something on your stash like this, I think that would be probably better. And so I am going to cut, let's say I'm going to do 10 sheets, and I'm going to make these different colors. I love these houses here on the collection. This one looks nice. And I love, this is like a combination of like modern, little bit of vintage, very colorful. So we will see how this turns out. So I'm going to pick 10 pages, and I'm going to cut those here in a minute. So let me see how many I have. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Okay, and I'm gonna do just a couple more. Let's see, maybe this one, 8, 9, and oh, I love this one here. Okay, so I think that should be enough for now. And so what I'm going to do is cut these pieces, and so I am going to cut these pieces at 6 inches here. So we're gonna reduce to 6. Okay, and then we're going to cut by 8.5. Okay, so 6 by 8.5. And then we're going to fold all these pieces in half, and I'm going to have the white side facing out. Okay, so I'm just going to do the same for all. Okay, so here I have all of my pages folded in half, and I'm saving one of these that we're gonna use to cover the front and the back. And then also we're gonna be using all of these little scraps as well. And so what we're gonna do is put the pages together. So I am just going to glue them back to back like this. So we're gonna grab 2 and glue them, and now you can either glue the whole thing, or you can just glue along the top, the side, and the bottom, and that way we will have a pocket coming from this side, and then we're just gonna line them together. Okay, so we're gonna put one on top of the other like this. And then I'm going to do the same, add the glue, top, side, and bottom. Okay, and then we're gonna put the next one. Okay, so right in here. Oops. And then I'm just going to continue adding all the pages. Okay, so now I have my pages all glued together, and what I'm going to do is just like quickly double check that I don't have any like white spaces like that. I'm just going to clean it up a bit. Okay, so take those out if you see that. And so, okay, so I think for the most part I was able to glue them right on top, and like this one for example. You can also ink it if you don't want to cut it. So now for the front and the back, I'm going to use these here, and I'm just gonna cover it. So I'm going to cut 2 pieces, and these are going to be 4 1/4 by 6, and we're just gonna glue them. Now if you're using double-sided paper, you don't need to do this step. Okay, so 4 1/4 and 4 1/4, and then we're just going to glue these down. Okay, so I'm gonna put 1 and 1 here on the back. Okay, so I have all my pages, and I am now ready to add them to my box cover here. And what I'm going to use for that is hair ties. So I'm just going to slide 1 on each side, and we're gonna push them all the way to the spine here, and I am going to use 2. Okay, so I'm just gonna put 1 right there and 1 right here. Okay, and I am going to simply slide my book in. So I'm going to slide in the first page right here like that, and then the last page. So I'm just gonna take this out a little bit so I can adjust it, and that way I don't have to wrinkle my page. And I'm just gonna put that right here. And the good thing about the hair tie is like you can move it, so if you even want to add more pages, you can go ahead and keep building onto your little mini album here. And then I'm going to use all of my scrap pieces to add in each one of the pockets here. Each one of these pages is also a little pocket. You can also add the pages as little flaps if you just score. Let's say you score at 1/2 inch here, and you can just go ahead and glue these pieces as little flaps for your book as well. So for example, I'm just going to go ahead and glue these down here. Okay, and I mainly want to put it here because I just realized that page is upside down. So I'm gonna put 1 right there, and that way you can have some fun little flaps on your book as well. You can add a picture, you can journal, and I think it turned out really cute. And the last thing that I'm going to do is add a piece of lace here as a closure. And so what I'm going to do is pass my lace here on my hair ties, and I'm just gonna go right down the center, and I am going to kind of loop around it here. Okay, and then we have that crisscross on the center, and then this can also act as a closure. And I probably need a longer piece, but just to kind of show you and give you an idea of how I want to add the closure for this. Yeah, I think I'll definitely need a longer a longer lace, but yeah, so that is my quick little project. I hope that you guys like it. I think this turned out super cute. I think these colorful papers are gonna be really cute with some like black and white pictures, maybe with gold frames. If you add stitching around, that would also look really cute as well. And I hope that you guys enjoy this tutorial. Thank you so much for joining, and I will see you again on the next one. Bye bye.